editing magic goes here?
Well, we apparently a backhoe cut out Matt Ray's internet or something. Who knows? We don't even need to get into who that internet. How does it work, right? But so we're back now, and we're just going to wrap up with the recommendations. I was scared that we lost the recording, but hopefully not. So let's wrap up this episode. Why don't you start first, Matt? Because you've actually written down what your recommendation is, so Brandon and I can think about what ours will be.
All right. Well, I have two recommendations. The first is an article about the practice during the 60s of fake bands touring as other bands. It's kind of fascinating. Apparently, ZZ Top got their start as a fake version of the British band The Zombies, because the Zombies had disbanded, but they were popular in America, and they were from the UK, and nobody knew it, so a couple of the guys from ZZ Top were organized to tour as The Zombies, and they played like their one hit and then played their own songs. and it's just, and it's like, there were lots of these things happening. It's kind of crazy. And the takeaway quote is like, it's the 60s, man. But it's a great article, even though it's on BuzzFeed. And then my other pick for the week is, so Tribune Media, Brandon's already laughing.
Go ahead, yes, it's a good one.
Tribune Media has rebranded as Trunk. Trunk, with a lowercase Trunk. Short for Tribune Online Content. And Twitter has gone nuts with this. And it's just, it's so good. And so go just read the hashtag, follow some of them. But my favorite is the tie-in between Game of Thrones and Trunk. So maybe it's just me, but if you like Game of Thrones, you like absurdity, Trunk. Hold the trunk.
So now what? Wait, what? Because I saw some people yesterday with this word Tronk and even some like animated GIFs from Tron. Like is this just a rename, or was there also sort of like some strategy and stuff behind it? Like, the Tribune.
It was a big rename, but then the press release, like, it's just, I mean, it's so funny because of the jargon. It's like it has something about like they're like an online, because they don't just say like we're like a media company. They say like we're like an online monetization and aggregation of new. It was just crazy. So people started highlighting that. And then,
content curation and visualization focused to benefit 60 million digital subscribers.
Yeah, you're just like, what the fuck happened? Journalists, like, did they just write that? And they did. And so that's one of that coupled with the name was just like internet like fire, right? It just like went crazy, and it just got just funnier and funnier. And then of course, the Tribune company is actually one. People, held it in esteem. Like the Dewey, what is it? What was that great headline? People kept photoshopping that in with like Tronk is like, and now on top of the newspaper, and it just, it is. It's just like you could see like where the strategy, like getting back to like bubbles and like a group of people in just a room, like not like testing anything out. They're like, this is gonna be great. This is gonna position us for the new millennia. Like we're in, and it's just like, I mean, it just got decimated, just totally decimated instantly. You're like, whoa, maybe we should have tested this a little bit. We should ask people. So.
Yeah. Another fail fast success. So, well, I have a core recommendation and a sidecar or provisional recommendation. My first recommendation, I haven't had a Costco recommendation in a long time. But recently, they're selling these shirts that are these short sleeve button up shirt. I think they're from like the vintage tailors, or they're weatherproof, these weatherproof t-shirts. And they look like linen, and they have a feel like linen, but they're not. And they come in various patterns, and I should have worn one, but I think they're great shirts. So you want to go look that up. Go to your Costco and the sort of like flea market of clothing that they have. You can pick up these shirts. I think there's about 5 varieties. They're like $15, $14. And they're the weatherproof shirts. And they're good shirts. I've been watching a lot of Bloodline in Netflix recently. So one, I'm looking forward to being an old guy with awesome hair, as that article points out. And two, one of the core mysteries of my life is, who are these people who can wear a shirt without an undershirt? Like, how does that pan out? And they all, except for the villain, slight spoiler alert, except for the villain in that show, they all wear well, more or less. None of them wear undershirts. They'll wear an overshirt with no button-up shirt, including Coach Taylor, who's just like, that guy. Like, I hope I am like as awesome as all of his characters when I'm older. Did I ever tell you I sat almost next diagonal from him on an airplane? That Kyle Chamberlain or whatever his name is. He's a really nice guy. But, anyways, one, to close that out, I'd like to, that show is great for the old guy hair, as the article linked to points out. And two, like, they let him wear a button-up shirt, and he's in like the Florida Keys, and if he sweats, he just like sweats, no problem. But I think this notion of being able to wear an overshirt with no undershirt, seems like such a nice thing. So my provisional recommendation is, I haven't used this yet, but I ordered a machete from Amazon, and it's endorsed by some sort of survivalist, that Bear Grizzly guy or whatever. And it comes with this delightful little fold-out packet of a survival guide, which just you can entertain yourself with that. But my son and I go down to the local creek a lot, and there's underbrush and growth, what with all the water we talked about earlier. And I'm looking forward to using the machete just to chop that shit down and have a path that we can go through.
And any zombies you encounter.
Yeah, and of course, several of the Q&A reviews ask if it will work for the zombie apocalypse. So far, the answer appears to be yes. And also, I think more darkly pragmatically, it asks if it's a good self-defense weapon for convicts who can't own firearms. And I think people answer positive to that too. I don't know how they tested this out, so hopefully that's a more theoretic answer than a practical one. So what's your recommendation this week, Brandon?
Well, my recommendation will take us back to the subject of business travel, which I know everyone tunes in to hear about. I'm going to recommend a new backpack I got called the Tortuga Air. Now, this backpack was designed not really to be a backpack at all, not about mountains or anything like that. These people have taken some time to figure out, like, what do you need if you just travel a lot for business and you want to just wear a backpack instead of lugging around luggage. So the thing that they've done that I like is they've made it so that there is a clamshell opening to your backpack, which makes it an excellent way to actually pack clothes. And my whole motivation was, as we've talked about many times, you always want to fly your preferred airline with status, but there are times when that does not happen. And the curse of any business traveler is to have to check this gate check a second bag, which you're totally fucked when that happens. So the hope is, if you're going on like a 3-day trip, you can pack everything in your backpack along with your computer and everything you need, and it fits nicely under your seat. So if you get stuck boarding last, you can still get your bag under your seat and not have to check. So it's a little pricey, but I think so far I like it, and it's allowed me to not take a second bag on several trips.
Well, this is a timely recommendation. Not that I'm actually going to buy it, but because I'm going on a little tour of Poland. Good Lord. Is it the end of this month? At the end of this month. And I managed to fly all segments on One World, on British Air and American, except one, where I'm flying out of Krakow to London on LOT, some Polish air thing, which I think is a member of SkyTeam. So I have been consternating, or it might be the other one, I don't know, the Star Alliance. I've been consternating on exactly what you're talking about. It's like, man, I trust my One World buddies. If I have to check a bag, it'll be cool. Like, no problem. But like this rando airline I've never heard of in an alliance I'm not affiliated with, I don't know what's going to happen. So I've been thinking maybe I'll have to go back to the Patagonia MLC, the old standby. And that way, I don't know. I'm going to have to sort this out. That bag does. Well, as always, speaking of being in Poland, if you want to come see me talk in Warsaw on June 20th, I'll be speaking at a meetup group there. And then also I'll be at Devox Poland, I think later on that week in Krakow, talking a bunch of nonsense and other stuff. So as always, this has been Software Defined Talk. You can find us at softwaredefinedtalk.com, and you can get the show notes for this episode with links to all the stuff we talked about and even things we forgot to or didn't have time for. If you go to kote.io/SDT64. And I don't often ask for this, but if you can leave us a rating or a review in iTunes, that'll make us happy. That'd be great. It would be. It's always nice to see that. We actually have some wonderful reviews in there, and thanks to the people who have left them. But we're more or less at like 1,500 downloads an episode, and it'd be fun to get to 2,000. That would be enjoyable if we had that many listeners. I had someone from a company come up and talk to me. You were there, Matt, and they were looking to sponsor the episode, and I think I fucked it up because I was like, "Oh yeah, we have like 1,200 or so downloads an episode." Never heard from them again. So, maybe if I'm more coy about how many downloads we have, or we have 2,000, we can have some.
We have thousands of downloads.
Yeah, thousands of downloads.
Thousand of download.
Yep. So there you go. We'll see everyone next time.
All right. Bye.